Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be working on practice 1-1, practice 1-1. You are being asked to work only the even numbers. So first thing you need is a scratch sheet of paper. You need to have a scratch sheet of paper or you're not going to have room to work these problems. So number 2 is 14 plus 6a minus 8 equals 18. So you have 14 plus 6a minus 8 equals 18. You're looking at your like terms. 14, negative 8. 14 minus 8. So of course, if you have a calculator, it's just 14 minus 8, and that is 6. So you have 6 plus 6a equals 18. Now, the next step is to combine like terms again, and I see that these are on the opposite sides of the equal sign. So I have this positive 6 and this positive 18, but in order for me to zero this out, I need to subtract 6. Whatever I do on this side, I have to do on the other side. So this zeroes out. We write a Z there for 0. Bring straight down your 6a, your equal, and then 18 minus 6. Go ahead and do 18 minus 6, and that is 12. So the next step you're going to do is look at this 6, which is next to this a. This 6 next to this a says it's being multiplied. So in order for us to undo multiplication, we divide. We divide by 6. So a equals, what is 12 divided by 6? 2. So our answer is 2. Let me work number 4. Number 4, 5n minus 16 minus 8n equals negative 10. So 5n minus 16 minus 8n equals negative 10. Your like terms are 5n minus 8n. So 5 minus 8. So 5 minus 8 equals negative 3. So negative 3n minus 16 equals negative 10. So you have negative 3n minus 16 equals negative 10. Now you have this negative 16 and this negative 10 that are like terms. In order for me to take this negative 16 and zero it out, I have to add 16 to it. Zero it out. So if I add 16 on this side, I have to add 16 on this side. I'm going to bring straight down my negative 3n equals, and I have negative 10 plus 16, and that's a positive 6. Again, my negative 3 next to my n tells me to multiply. So in order to undo multiplication, I have to divide by negative 3. I'm dividing by negative 3. So n equals 6 divided by negative 3. That makes negative 2. Okay, let's move on to number 10. I'm not going to work all of these problems. I'm just going to work every other problem with you. Let's move on to number 10. If you're reading number 10, it says general admission tickets to the fair cost $3.50 per person. Ride passes cost an additional $5.50 per person. Parking costs $6 for the family. The total cost for the ride passes and parking was $51. How many people in the family attended the fair? So the general admission tickets are $3.50 per person. And ride passes cost $5.50 per person. Parking costs $6. So I'm going to add $6. So I'm going to go ahead and write 350p, that's per person, 550p, that's per person, plus 6. And the total was 51. So now we wrote our equation. So now I have 350p plus 550p plus 6 equals 51. I have like terms, the 350 and the 550. So I'm going to go ahead and add 350 plus 550. That makes $9. So 9p plus 6 equals 51. Just bring down this plus 6 right here. So 9p plus 6 equals 51. My like terms are this 6 and this 5. These are p's. So this 6 and this 51 are my like terms. So in order to zero out this 6, the opposite of addition is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 6. This zeroes out. I bring down the 9p that's left on this side, bring down the equal side, And 51 minus 6 is 45. Is 45. Okay, so now I have 9p equals 45. This 9 next to this p says to multiply. In order for me to undo multiplication, I divide. So 9 and divide by 9. So I have p equals 45 divided by 9 is 5. So how many people attended the fair? 5 people. All right, let's move down to, I'll skip around and do number 14. Number 14, negative 5 times x minus 3 equals negative 25. So I have negative 5 times x minus 3 equals negative 25. Again, now we're in distributing. I'm going to distribute my negative 5 times x and my negative 5 times negative 3. So negative 5 times x is negative 5x, and negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15, equals negative 25. Now my like terms are this positive 15 and this negative 25, but in order for me to zero out this positive 15, I have to subtract 15. So positive 15 subtract 15 is 0, so I put a z for 0. I have to subtract 15 on this side as well. Bring straight down my negative 5x, bring straight down my equal sign, and we have negative 25 subtract 15. That makes a negative 40. This negative 5 next to this x is telling me to multiply. In order for me to undo multiplication, I divide. Do the same thing on this side, divide by negative 5. So x equals 40 divided by 5 is 8, and a negative divided by a negative makes a positive. So that makes positive 8.
Miss, I'm done.
Let me go ahead and work number 16. Negative 10 equals 5 times 2w minus 4. Daniel, text him that I'm busy. Negative 10 equals 5 times 2w minus 4. This 5 is next to this parenthesis right here. So I'm going to distribute 5 times 2w is 10w, and 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Bring down the negative 10. This negative 10 equals 10w minus 20. This minus 20 and this negative 10 are like terms, so I need to move this over here. I'm going to add 20 to both sides. Bring down my 10w equals, and negative 10 plus 20 makes a positive 10. Now I'm going to divide by 10 because this 10 next to this w says to multiply. When I divide by 10, I get 1 equals w. And there you go. We are working with solving multiple step equations.